see. Are there filters on? Let's see. Filters look good. Should be good to get started. I'm just gonna double check my audio that it's going through, so there's gonna be a bit of feedback. Let's double check. Let's double check. All right, looks good. I heard it. Okay. There's audio issues. Hopefully not. Goal of this stream, develop a infinite Minesweeper type game in under an hour. I'm hoping to do it in 45. If I can't do that or an hour, misjudged, need to improve. That's my goal. I've workshopped this a bit before, so I kind of know what I want to do for it. There's some spots like additional stuff that I might have a little bit of trouble doing, adding, but we're gonna get the basic thing going first. I'm gonna do all the asset creation. I've already created the building project. I have Photoshop open. We'll just get started. So there goes the timer. First thing I'm gonna do is I have my Godot project open. In here, I want to start creating my different assets. I'm gonna do really pixelated sprites to begin with. Can maybe improve the vector graphics later. Here's my different colors I want. So I'm just going to sample all these. I'm pulling these from minesweeper.online. It's a great Minesweeper site. Play plenty over there. So I'm just going to sample the colors they use for this, and I will also be sampling my other textures from there too. So I'm going to start off by just making all the different numbers, and I can position them as needed after. Is that a 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So everything I do, I'm going to build it all on stream. Of course, I have thought through a bit of it, and I know how I want to do it. So it's not like it's super stringent rules of do every last little bit here, but that's all right. We won't need a 9. I'm gonna go pull the tiles here. One of these tiles. And I'm also gonna pull a salt tile. There we go. I'm gonna do my tiles a little differently. This can go. These are our nums. Create one for just our texture, which we want to be at least 7 high, so 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's that. We'll do a pixel up here and a pixel over here. Yes. There's our unsolved tile, and here is our solved tile. Gotta add 2 more. You want to have some sort of border. Is this the same color as that? Just do flat solid, maybe make it a bit darker for salt, or lighter, I'd say. This. That's for a salt tile. So our salt tiles look like that, our unsolved tiles look like that. And then any pressed tiles, how Minesweeper Online does it is they just convert it to a unsolved tile. Actually, I think what they do for their unsolved tile is they have their textures like this. There we go. So of those, you just gotta place all the numbers in. So I can delete these 2. I can take this guy first, move it over. I'm going to duplicate it a bunch. We need how many? We need unsolved 2. All right, we need a bunch of these. My bad. So we don't need a bunch of these. We need we need a bunch of the solved ones to place our numbers inside of. So we have our empty, our 0, this. So that means we'll have a total of 10 different tiles. Then I can make this 5 and then 5 below down here. That'll be our tile sprite sheet. I do have some ideas where you draw the numbers and such separately from the background tiles, because then you can do some cool stuff with I need to move these on top and right there, up one, I think. Oh, is there not going to be a good spot to place this? Maybe not. I might have to shrink these all down by 1. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's just shrink all this down by 1. Shrink all this up. And we'll just make all these shorter this way. That's what I want to do. Only 1 in each direction. So down and 1 in each direction this way. It should leave us room for 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, we need to be looking at these, not. So this will then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we don't care about this tile's size, we only care about our other tiles and their size. I'm gonna still bring these guys up 1. Forget about that. This guy's over 1. These guys over 1. And this last set, just delete that. Delete that? No? Selection is empty. Oh, I have the numbers selected. That's silly of me. All right, so now we should be able to select our different numbers and move them in. And I'm gonna do my best to avoid looking at the timer, just because I think I'll be better not looking. Because I don't want to stress out. I'll look at it to check that, like, if it's over or not. But otherwise, I'm just gonna go. I will be moving quick, but I also won't be stressing over set time. Is this good? Yeah, we're gonna have the gap on the side. Yep, that looks good for our tiles. Cool. So now we'll move this up to, whoops, move these up to here. We will then select this. Why is it not selected? There we go. And do our crop. Where's our crop? Image, crop. Perfect. I'm gonna do export to here, where we're storing our stuff. I'm gonna create a new folder, sprites. Go to new, export PNG, paste it here, and we'll do in our sprites folder. We'll call this tile sheet. Perfect. I'm also gonna save this as not here, but here as tile sheet. I like to store them in a different folder that's like raw working assets, but I'm still undecided because sometimes I like to have it in the same folder just so I can keep track. Other times I like to split it up. Everything looking good with the stream? Yeah. All right. Cool. So we want to do 2D. We'll save this to a folder scenes. Make this main game. Main game. I like to do camel case for my things. We do not need the icon. And we want a camera. Camera 2D. We want a tile map. Under tile map, we want to add a tile set. We want this tile set to have an atlas of our sprite sheet. That's fine. And our different things are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8. Okay. Did I make this one too short? 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Nope, we're good. That just looks funky. Tile set 8 by 8 square. When we do this, we can just check where we're clicking on the tile map. Make this a bit bigger. I think this does need to be 8 by 8. I just select all these, right? After the tile map, I should be able to essentially draw. And of course, we're going to have the weird things. We're going to go to texture, and we're going to do nearest. Perfect. So we can have our ones. I need the mine texture. Oh well, we can get that later. So we got this. Cool. Okay, that looks good. Erase. We don't want any of that. So how we're going to do this is on the tile map, we're going to have it generate where we essentially, actually the other thing we're going to do is, why don't we add our image size. We're going to bump this up. We'll go both to 40 dimensions. Whoa, image size 40 and 40. Is that what stretches it? I thought you could canvas size. I do the same thing. Like, yeah, I did do the same thing 3 times over. All right. What I'm going to do is I almost want to move this sky out because I want to have a repeating texture of, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to do it the complicated way. We're just going to select both of these, move them up. We're going to add in a line, move it down here, and we'll add our line to this. We'll merge these, select this, so the black one, brush, and our center is right here. No, this is 8, so it's going to have an annoying center. I don't like that. Oh well. Because then all these are designed to be actually right here. Should technically be our center. Just a little weird. I think this is how I did it. I know I designed one of these sprites before. I'm not exactly sure how I did it. We'll call it that. That'll be our mine sprite. Save this, export. Can't be dwelling on it too long. Yes, of course that's gonna mess this up. So did it automatically? Perfect. Cool. So now we should be able to draw in our new guys. This. Did I mess something up? I think I did. Each of these. Oh, I'm erasing. Cool. All right, cool. Got all that in. All right, code time. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna new script. We're gonna create a new script here. Script. I like to work in C#, so we're gonna switch it to that. We're gonna select our scripts folder, and we're gonna call this Minefield CS. Great. I'm gonna need to look at some Godot reference because I always forget. But it's just the authors. We should be fine. Otherwise, we want input public void. Switch microphones. I have to type around this. Put event. I believe that's the. I hate it when it doesn't autofill. Just double check this real quick. I'll make this a bit bigger so it's easier to see on stream. Out of here, make this a little smaller. Override, that's what I forgot. Oh, and this needs to be something like it when I name it like that. Yeah, this might need to move. I need to move my chair down. That's probably the other solution. All right, our input event, and in here we want to see if input event is mouse button. It's button, mouse button, event. And then in here, we're going to check if the mouse button event is pressed. And with this, we want to then get the mouse's position in the world. I think that's get global position, global mouse position, which should return a vector 2. Yep, canvas item. Then we want to get Tilemap at our location, so we're going to say tile get tile. Just double check. Go get tile at world location. So I might have to do a little bit of math. Let's see. Map to world, that's what it is. Map to world. To Tilemap. Go to Tilemap, which should have what we need. I'm gonna put it down here. Because I believe, nope, we want this one. I believe it has a map to local. I thought I had a world to map to local. Change the center position of cell and time-lapse location, coordinate space. To convert the return value. Global to map. I think that's what we want. Returns the center position. Oh wait. Returns the map coordinates of the cell containing the given local position, global coordinates. Okay, I believe that's what we want. We'll do a few tests. This is going to return. Wait, we want map to local. To local, which takes a vector 2. So let's just try throwing this in here. And we're going to wait, I messed this up. This gives a vector 2. This gives a oh, I need to do local to map. Right, I did have it right. Local to map. Wait, that's what it was. Or does the C# version call it something different? Oh, that's why. Local to map. And then we're going to throw this guy in here. And then we're going to do gb.print. And it should tell us what we need. I believe that I'm going to put some reference tiles down. That should do what we want it to. We're going to put a, this should be 0, 0. That should be 1. That should be 2. That should be 3. We're going to test this. Play it. Select current. Right. I need to output. All right. 0, 0, and I'm clicking that. And it's just when I'm pressed. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Perfect. So this will always give me a tile map position. Awesome. Okay. So one of the other things we need to do is we're going to do file, new. We're just going to do 24 by 24. We're going to take this sprite right here. Actually, I don't even think we need the 24 by 24. I think we can just do it as this image crop. Why is it struggling to crop all this stuff? There we go. We're going to do file, export, PNG, known tile. The reason we're doing this is so we can add a sprite 2D that is going to follow the camera and it's going to snap to the world. So on this sprite 2D, it would, I don't know why it's not letting us. There we go. Our texture, we're going to put on our unknown. We're going to nearest, and we are going to set its repeat to enabled. And we're going to change the scale to essentially the size of our camera, which our camera is way too big, by the way. We want to be able to see maybe 15, 25 tiles across. So if we're going to do 25 tiles across times 8, we'll do 24. Makes more sense. Let's do 192. And then we're going to do 192, 16 over 9. Oh, 9 over 16. Oops, backwards. 9 over 16 times this, 108. So we're going to do 192 by 108, project settings, rendering, viewport, okay, it's window, there we go. What do we say? 108. 108. There we go. Should be good. I just want to make sure that selects. So there's our camera. Camera is, here it is. I was going to say, camera's still way too big. No, camera's fine. We're going to center our camera this way. Oh, it is centered. Oh, okay. So we should see, should be way smaller. Project settings. Oh, I see. We want to do, I don't really want to scale this up. We'll do, we're doing 192 and 108. So we'll just scale this up by a factor of 4. 432, 768, 68, 432, and then we're going to zoom by 4x. There we go. That should be good. So our window will be bigger. Perfect. That's good enough for me. I don't need much bigger. We can always change it to free aspect. Doesn't matter. So now that we have this, we want to make our little sprite way bigger. We're going to want him to be, what do we say, seeing 24 across. Should be tiling. Repeat enabled, offset. Why is it not tiling? I am not familiar with enough with Godot tiling. Godot tile sprite on scale. Sprite on scale. Let's look this up. It's going to be region. That's where we want to go. Enabled. Yeah, that's what we want to change. 1. And then here's where we do our x to be, we just do 8, or rather, our width and our height to be 8. We should see that. But we want our width to be 192 and 108. But we want to go a little bit further. So we're going to do times 1.5 and times 1.5. Then what we're going to do is we're essentially going to just snap this background to a position where it's locked to what our tile map would show. So we're essentially just always going to have it locked to match with our tile map. So then any unknown tiles technically haven't been processed yet. It's just a visual thing. Our tile map's on top of that, and then we're going to do different things to basically keep track of where our used and unused tiles are. So we're going to actually be creating a second tile map in a second, which we can do now. And it's going to be going behind this guy. So we're going to create a second one of these. Control D. I'm going to throw them up here. We'll detach this script. Detach script. Throw them here. We'll throw this right here. Let's set our. This is for now. What we need to do next. This is going to be our mine data map. And this is going to be our visual map. That's just going to tell us what our info is to the player. This is going to store all the data in the back. This is going to obscure this from us, so we need to make sure that its z index is -1, so we can't see it, and that this guy's z index is in front. Right, just to be sure. Cool. So, I have this visual map, which we can essentially after our tiles through. Let's set that up to do Godot. I think we can do it like this, where we can define export it, where we can do a public list of tile data, and we'll call this tiles. New list tile data. And I think, is it not like this? Just like that. And can we do this? We can. Let's see how that exports. Exports as. Oops. No, show me this. It doesn't export. See, I'm not sure the best way to do this. Let's see, because I know I've done this before. I'm just trying to think. The tile IDs, right? So how do I see these tile IDs? I'm assuming it just goes 0, 2, but I'll look at this. ID 0, select. Select, we'll do this. Is this ID 02? Or am I selecting the atlas? All times is different. Okay, so that's the. All right, we'll figure it out. We need to do set cell, which set cell. We want to do this. Set cell chords. Source ID. Let's see, so we do our layer, which is just going to be 0. We're going to do our coordinate, which will just be whatever we just clicked. Our tile ID, we'll mess around with that, see what we get. And I think we'll have to change the atlas thing. We'll see. Let's do set cell. And we're going to do layer 0. We want to do. We're now going to save this into vector to I. Click position is equal to pause, and what's the next thing? It's source ID, which we'll just say is 0, and new vector to I, and we're going to say at 0, 2, 0, 2. And we're going to see if that points to the right thing since we're using an atlas. Let's test. So I'm going to right click. 0, 2 does the mine. I guess it's going. Oh, I meant to do 2, 0. Okay, but that works. So what we can do is we can just do, again, go back to our list of tile data. We won't export this, and we'll call it private. And we'll say is equal to new list tile data. I think we can just define here. Actually, you know what? Why don't we instead call this vector to I, since that's how we're going to be referencing these things. And then we'll have our 0 tile is technically at 0, 0. Our 1 tile, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one's technically at 0, 2, or 2, 0. Then we have 3, 0, and 4, 0. Then we have 0, 5, or 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's just try doing here. We'll do tiles at 4. And that should give us a 5 whenever we click. Let's test it. Oh, because 0. Yeah, it's going to give us 4 then. My bad. Cool. So that works. We can get our tiles. We can do our display. Now we want to link up our thing to do this. So I might rename this to visual field. Go into scripts, call this the same. There we go. This should be all updated, right? Cool. And then we're also going to create a new one for this guy. Call it data field. I might be spelling field wrong. I do that all the time. Scripts open. Cool, great. So this one is basically going to store whether something is or isn't a mine. How we're going to do this is whenever the player clicks, we're going to basically, normally this is our mine data map. We can erase from here. Go to Tilemap, erase, click, erase, select this, there we go, erase. So we don't want that, and we don't want this to start. Oh, I'm still selecting the wrong one, there we go. So we don't want either of those. How it's going to work is everything's going to start with blank to start. And whenever we click, the first thing we're going to do is check this mine data map. This is going to be doing most of the control. We're probably going to remove most of our input code from this. We're going to check if a tile is literally nothing. And if it is, we're going to generate that tile. We're going to pick a percent chance. Basically, instead of doing pre-generating the minings, we're going to pick a density. And that's the percent chance for any tile to be a mine. So we can bump that up, play around with it. It's pretty neat. So we're going to pick if it's a mine and then generate the data around it. So we're going to have a function in here for private generate tile. It's going to be deciding what a tile is, and we're going to have a vector to I tile location, or we'll just call it pause. That's way easier. Pivot void, and we could even make this a bool to tell if it is, which we probably won't need. Say false for now. going to have a density up here. A public float density. We'll make it public for now because we want to change it. And we're going to set this equal to 15 because that's a 15625. So that's the intermediate level density for typical Minesweeper board. Inside of here, we're going to say we need our reference to our blank cell and our non-blank cell. So we're going to have a private tile data, or we'll do vector2 int, vector2 I, blank tile. Let's just be the location for it. I'm not going to call it location, just not to confuse things. I should probably be doing this with just tile datas. In fact, I'm going to look at that real quick. Can we just set a tile data? Set tile. Let's go up here. Set cell. Because I think in the Godot stuff, there's an easier way to do it. Set cell. Yeah, I don't see a way to do it with a tile data. That's fine. We'll just do it this way. It's a little more annoying, but get surrounding cells. Oh, that's useful. Now the question is, does this do all 8? If it doesn't, oh well, that's fine. We can do it ourselves. Blank tile, and this is going to be at, what was it at? 0, 0? I think. Yeah, 0, 0. New vector2 I 0, 0. And we're going to do mineTile vector2 I, and this guy was at 0, 2. So we messed that up earlier. All right, we got this. In here, we're going to say if we need an RNG, what I'm going to do is inside of here, I'm going to say new file. I'm going to say infinite sweep.cs. We're going to say using Godot and system. We're going to say public class infinite sweep. And we're just going to use this to store all our basic data. In fact, we're going to move this density into there. And we're going to have an RNG in here. Public static float density. I'm going to have a public static float random number generator is equal to new number generator 0. 0 there. That's just so we can do RNG. Of course, I think there's some sort of seeding to this. I'm not worrying about it right now. We can always use our own later. In here, we're going to say if RNG dot, nope, we need to do infinite sweep dot RNG dot next float random we don't need to get a range is less than infinite sweep dot density, right? And that's basically just to check, hey, did we hit a mine or not? If we hit a mine, we will set that tile as a mine. So then we can do set cell. We need to do at our position, which is just pause, comma, layer 0, comma, pause, comma, 0, comma, and then we want to do mineTile, right? And otherwise, else, we want to do a blank tile, and we're going to use this map to reference whether something is or isn't a mine. It does tell the user a bit of information if they can get rid of the one sprite, which is never going to go away. So we're going to say false, and we're going to say true. Or GenerateTile, and says if it's a mine or not. So we have GenerateTile, and we're also going to create one for private. Do int generate. And this is going to generate the surrounding around a vector2 I position. So it's going to generate this surrounding 8 around that position. So we're going to say int count is equal to 0. We'll say for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 9, I plus plus. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if I is equal to 4, which should be the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the center one, which is our tile already. We are not going to generate it. In fact, we can just say that. And so if it is, then what we can do is we want to generate it if it hasn't been generated. So we're also going to say if it's not 4 and get cell. How do we get our cells? Let's see. That was probably right there, and I probably just scrolled past it. That's fine. Get cell data, int layer, chords. Where is this? Get cell. Cell. Get cell. Alternative tile. What did these return? Tile data. That's what we want. Is it? We want our atlas chords, right? We're going to compare against that. Get cell atlas chords. There we go. Get cell atlas chords. And inside of here is where we're going to stick our layer and our new position. So for now, I'm just going to say pause. We're not going to be doing pause. And we're going to say is equal to, it's not equal to null. In fact, why don't we run this? We're going to return just one. Return one for now. I want to see what this returns. Just so we know. Let's go into here. So we should see one print whenever we click, and it's just going to be that returns our atlas, which right now is 0, 1. 0, 1. Why is everything 0, 1? Let's see, what is it? 0, 1. 0, 1. Oh, 0, 1. Oh, because we're setting it to that. By default, we don't set it. So confused. -1, 1. Okay. Cool. So that returns -1, 1. Perfect. So it would have helped if these were visible. There's -1, 1. We got 17 minutes. So is equal to new vector to I -1, 1. I really wish I was doing this with cell data or tile data, but oh well. If it's that, then we are going to do. So this is where we need to say vector to I current pause is equal to pause plus new vector to I. And this is where we need to do some funky math. So we're going to be at I %3 0, 1, 2. Yep, for the x, and math f dot floor to int of I over 3, and that should give us when I is 0, 0, 1. Yes, and that basically just takes our I here, converts it to a 3x3 grid. Cool. And we're going to say, instead of pause, we're going to say current pause. Right? That's just to go around to all of them. And then, if that position is not the middle and not a mine, then what we're going to do, vector to I, is we're going to generate it. So here's where we're going to pick whether it's a mine or not. So we're going to say GenerateTile, GenerateTile at our current pause, and we are going to say count plus equals generate tile. We're going to do a one-line conditional, say question mark, it's true, and we add 1, if it's false, we add 0. And that's basically going to say, this is true, add this to count, if it's false, add nothing. That way at the end, we can return count, and it will tell us how many it generated. So, when we generate a tile, we want to generate surrounding. We're always going to do this. Of course, later on, why is it saying, oh, unreachable? Bool is mine. And we'll do return is mine. And then we'll say this, and we'll get rid of this and this. It's going to complain. We're going to call this here. It's equal to this is mine. Cool. We'll just do that. Realistically, I probably could have done this through set cell. Actually, we'll take this, this. If it is a mine, mineTile, else. There we go. Clean that up. So it's mine, this, generate surrounding is mine. Cool. So now what we should be able to do is we're going to make it, we're going to steal this code right here. For now, we're going to bring it into here. Eventually we're going to make our references back. Other one, for now, we do not need that. We are going to say whenever we click to generate surrounding, generate tile at that should generate our tile. Let's test it. Should be good there. Oh, we're going to need to, this isn't going to mean anything to us because we cannot see it. So we're going to be looking at just the mine data, and we should be able to see whenever we click. No, it's generating surrounding forever. Okay. We're going to add generate surrounding default variable bool root is root. It's root. And we're going to say is root false by default. This is how it, hold on. I don't think we can do default variables. Can we do them like that? We can. So then generate tile, and we're going to do if we want is root in this one. There. If it is root, which we're going to assume true, then we're going to say if is root, and we generate surrounding. But if we're in the generating surrounding, we're going to say generate root false. So that way it doesn't try to infinitely generate them. I might end up switching that around later, but we'll see. That's the other thing. We need to add a +1 to both of these. Oh, not +1, +1, and a +1 to this as well. -1, because +1's down. Let's see that. Now we should see that when we click around that. Perfect. And you can see whenever we click, it doesn't override our new ones. It only does stuff we haven't. So if I click like here, actually, oh, look at that. It's a bug. Oh, we're not checking when we do one of these if it's already generated. And we're going to do that in click. No, we'll do that in here. Makes more sense. Or do we always want to generate when it's already discovered. When it's already discovered, if we click, we want to be chording. So we want to do down here. Okay, that's just a future thing. So we're going to come down into here, and we're going to say if we're going to say get cell atlas chords at 0, comma, click pause, comma, 0, comma. Oh wait, we're just getting is equal to vector 2I -1 -1. Then we're going to do this. Okay, let's try that. Oh wait, you know the issue there? No, we do need to do this in the other spot. Because then if we click a tile that has, you'll see, say position is equal to this. You know what? We want to do it for this. The more I make it, think of it, the IsMine doesn't make sense. If get cell this chords at layer 0, comma, position is equal to, we're going to say new, this is what we just did a second ago, but oh well, I'll cry about it. If it's this, then we're going to do all this stuff. We're always going to generate surrounding and throw this out here. I think the order we want to do this in, we don't want to have this here, but we do want to run this before, no matter what, but before this stuff. And IsMine it already is something. Then we switch IsMine is mine. You know, we're gonna grab this. We're gonna say current pool. Actually, pool is equal to we'll do this. So current mining here. So if it is a current mine, if it is not a current mine, is current mine. If it is currently, so get this. If it is a 0.2, so if it is not currently a mine, set our cell. And we want to set our wait, no, we want to check this. Is currently blank. It is currently blank. Then we want to set our cell. The more I think about it, the less I like that. There. So you know what? We're just going to ignore it. It's just going to return 0. And we're going to ignore count. So the more we fiddle with this, the less time we have. Because I don't think we need it. We don't need to know how many mines were, what the heck? How many mines were generating around us. I'm just going to get rid of that. Silly of me. Well, void. We don't even need a return for this. And we can just throw this into here. So then that'll just generate if it is or not, and then we'll do our isRoot. Okay. Wasting time, wasting time. Now let's test it. We should see that our pre-generated things, no matter how much I click on these, it'll generate the surroundings, but never regenerate the one I'm clicking on, no matter how much I click on this mine. And I can click anywhere, and when I do, it'll decide if it is or isn't a mine. Cool. So that tile map that is showing up is essentially, here's what we can do. We'll show this guy, we'll say his width is 50. And for show's sake, it might not be lined up, but that's fine. You'll see that this generates behind that. And our other map is going to generate in front. Our other map is going to show us the information we have, and this is going to obscure our data map back there. So let's undo this to back to there. We want to snap this to positions. So let's bring up this. Let's draw a little on visual map. Draw this. Oh, it's hidden. All right, so it is lined up right now. So just -1 from 0. So wherever the camera is, technically we want this here, and then our mine data below it. So that way this sprite will always follow the camera. And we're going to say attach script camera or obscure sprite snap into scripts, not scenes. Open, great. And we're basically going to say we have our parent, and we're going to say, how do I get up my parent? Parent. Oh, but how do you get parent in? Parent. Parent. Why don't we just get parent? Maybe I just can't call it here. Void process. Delta. Let's say stop. That's it. I'll ignore it for now. And here we're gonna do. We want to say 2D. We want to do public void ready. It's really gonna make me type it out, huh? I'm gonna say camera is equal to get print. Does that work? Or it's gonna get it as a node we need to cast to camera 2D. There we go. And I can cry about that. Public override. I probably spelled process wrong. I always do this. 1C. So we get that. Oh, we're almost out of time. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be finishing on time tonight. It's all right. So we're gonna do for our process. We want to take our position, local position, which that should be local, and we want to snap its x and y to increments of 8 offset by 1 on the x, 0 on the y. So we're going to take position is equal to new vector 2 we're going to say map f floor to inch, and we're going to say camera position x divided by 8. We're going to add 1 to this, and we're going to say math at floor to int, blah, 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 and we're just going to say dot y. I think I might be crazy, but this should just work. That way, and technically we want to call this whenever we move, so eventually we can change it to do that instead. We can do inner camera, because we're going to have a script on the camera that checks whenever we move. Thing. Okay, we're going over time. That's fine. I'm going to change this to red. I went over. Go down here. Select color. Red. And red. All right, we're over time. That's fine. I'm going to keep going for now. Worst case, I have a whole development stream here. So yeah, later on what we'll do is we'll take our camera and we'll call down to the child of this. Whenever we move our camera with our mouse, we'll process this. So that way we're not constantly updating the position of this, because right now, if we load it in, we're going to be unnecessarily processing the position. In fact, why don't we just start working on the camera script now? We'll load up this. We'll say here, scripts, and we'll call this, we'll click open, we'll rename it here, we'll call it camera controls. 2 L's. Camera controls, scripts. Yes, okay. So in here, we're going to do another input thing. We're going to say public override void, but now it decides to, and I don't like doing this. I like doing event, and I know I shouldn't do that. That's why I forgot about the process. I forgot to put in the delta. So we got this, and we want to do input event is mouse button, input event mouse button, then mouse button input event. What we want to do is we're going to have a thing up here for private pool is panning is equal to false by default. We're going to say if mouse button input event dot get key. What is it? What's the thing? Mouse button input event. Actually, I could probably even open it in here. I'm not gonna bother looking through that. Godot. Got that part. Oh, is it a function? That's silly. No. I should just read the error first. See what to do. Mouse button dot middle. There we go. That works. Easy enough. So if it's mouse button middle, then we're gonna check if mouse button event dot is pressed. So if we just press it, then is panning is equal to true. In fact, we can just do is panning is equal to this. If it's just pressed, we want to set it true. Perfect. That's all we need. We're basically saying whenever the middle mouse button goes off, in fact, we could even simplify this more. This here, and which is a little messy of a line, but we're basically saying if we press the middle mouse button and it is pressed, true. Oh, no, that's not going to work. I'm silly. I didn't think it would. I mean, I did, but we're basically saying if the middle mouse button is ever pressed, or if the event of the button is either the up or down. If it's the up, set it true. If it's the down, set it false. So we can then have an if for input event is input event motion, mouse motion event. And then what we can do is we can say, when we inside our camera, so we can say position, global position. Global position is equal to our current plus equals will do. And we're going to say mouse motion event dot relative. Why can I not use motion event dot relative vector 2 vector 2 I feel confused with the method. Just that. Oh, I'm silly. It's just a property. Okay. So that should do that. Oh wait, it didn't start counting negative. Dang, I thought it would. Oh well, we'll just math it out. I'll reset it from here. Actually, what I can do, I'm gonna go back in the stream a little bit. Let's see how it ended. About 6 minutes ago. So we're gonna set on an hour for 54 minutes. This is our second hour we're using. Reset, go. Cool. Okay, that's about accurate for where we're at. Cool. Oh, and I muted my stream. Okay, cool. That's about accurate. We'll keep going. So we have mouse motion relative, and that should just move camera whenever we do it. So let's give it a oh wait. The other thing we want to check, if is panning, because otherwise this is going to always move our camera, which we don't want to do. Eventually we'll do a lock, so we'll say if is panning, then we lock, otherwise we don't. Let's go into here and let's test it out. I don't know if it's gonna work first try, but we can hope. Cool. Okay, that seems to be working. If it's not super smooth, but what we'll do now is we'll throw some sprites on top, not erasing, but instead drawing sprites. We'll draw some just so we can test the relative positions. Whoa. Okay, so we move real quick, and that is not quite accurate. It's only snapping. We need to do so our global position of the camera. Let's go sprite snap. Camera.position.x. Let's do a few small tests. So if I move my camera to here, this guy needs to be positioned here. It here. No. What? Which way do you go? Go back to here. Okay, bottom shows. Okay. Go here. You need to go back this much. So if camera is at, I assume 6, 5, then you need to be at 5. -5. And if camera is at all the way over here, you need to be at whatever the camera's thing is. %8. That's what we want. Let's try that. I might be crazy. I didn't fully work that out, so this could be totally wrong. Cameras, transform position 0 and 0. Oh, so you're good already where you are. That's cool. Everything's already lined up. All right, I need to stop and math this out for a second because I am not thinking it through enough. It's whatever the camera's position is, you always want it to be snapped to an interval of 8. So it is 2 a.m. We want to snap it. Which way? Which way, Western man? Are we flooring it? I mean, our cameras are always going to be on a fixed point. We're going to our camera. Let's reset this. We want to take our camera dot global position dot x, and we want to snap this to the nearest 8. So what I'm going to do %8. What should do is it'll give us how many off of the 8 we are. So if I am that many right, we want to snap that many left. I would need dependencies. Okay, let's just try this with left and right. Yes, okay, left and right, it's working. Okay, that's it. Oh my goodness. I'm a little silly. Yeah, I don't need those parentheses, which I don't believe, but I'll believe it. All right. So now, let's see, wherever we go, it all snaps. I think it's off by 1 in the Y direction. So we're gonna do a smooth -1. Whoa, -1. +1. There we go. So now wherever we go, it's all lined up. Cool. Okay. So we have this. What we can do now in camera controls, I'm gonna do private obscure sprite snap and child sprite obscure sprite and inside of ready for the camera controller public override void ready. It's gonna format it miserably. It's fine. Inside the ready, we're going to get access to our child sprite. So we're going to say get node obscure sprite snap, and we want to get obscure sprite, and we're going to rename it in Godot. And we're going to say obscure sprite is equal to this. I'm going to come into here. I'm going to rename this. It's player cam. And what we're going to do with our obscure sprite is we are going to, in here, create a function not called process. We're going to remove this. We're going to say public void snap sprite. And then what we'll do is in our side of our camera controller, whenever we're doing our panning, we'll move our thing and say obscure sprite dot snap sprite. So that way we're not constantly trying to move the sprite and lagging it like crazy. So we shouldn't need those two anymore. We should be able to close out of those sprite scripts. They should be done. Cool. What is our target frame rate? Project settings. I thought it was in here somewhere. Perfect. Run. Splash. Window. Rendering. Renderer. Viewport. Galaxy. What is it? Go set rate. Frame rate. Change FPS of game, advanced settings. Oh, I do just set it here. So we can just do that inside of our infinite sweep, I think. We can do it inside of. No, we do need to do it inside of one of the other ones. So we will throw it inside of our, let's say, camera controller. It's a worthwhile spot. This is going to be max FPS. We'll say 165 because that's what my monitor is. I see. It looks a little weird because we're snapping our camera perfect. So what we can do is... I see. Okay, so what's happening is our camera is snapping up perfect. So that's why it's kind of like a bit jittery at times, like if I moved away. That's fine. So now we can start putting together our code to look at this map, because we have pretty much everything else done. We just need to work on our visual map. So we have it when we click, it all processes. We got to have a link between these two, and then we're pretty much done. So select this, erase all these. Cool. And I wish I could show this when the game's running so we can see cool stuff, but we'll not for now. What we're gonna do, actually we can't. We can say this guy, we can ability, I think we can modulate him to be a little bit transparent, say 127. So then you can see that when we're playing, if I click, it generates the things there. We can then, I need to just check for the correct mouse button for generating that, which we can do in a second. So we're going to be processing left and right clicks differently. We can see we can then pan around. We got this map in the background. We just need to make the front map show the correct stuff. So we're going to go into visual map. We'll open this up, and we're going to steal processing back. We'll say it's pressed, and mouse button event dot index is equal to 0. So if we're left, steal this, and I might move both of these scripts to a single parent script eventually, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to have it one separate. Just so we don't have to have multiple input processing events because it gets a bit messy. If it is 0, you know what? I do want to have it on 1 because the problem is we need to make sure we're generating in the right order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say add child node. Actually, no, we can just add to this game. And we're going to have it all on here. We're going to say attach script. Tile processing. And I remember to spell it with 1 C. We're going to go to scripts. We're going to throw it into here. Create. And inside of here, we're going now to do a bunch of references. So, luckily, we can make 2 references to our tile maps. We're going to do private data map to map is equal to tile map 2D. Data map private tile map visual map to a public override. Ready. Get rid of this guy. I really do want to go back and change it to tile data because I hate working with the tile data. I don't know, it just doesn't feel clean. Then what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, I just noticed my stream runtime. It's I think, pretty active. So it took about a minute to start. Okay, cool. On ready, we're going to find both these maps. We're going to say data map is equal to get node tilemap. Is it literally just called data map? Find data map. See this? I'm going to control C this. So what is the mine data map? Duplicate lines in this? I can't. Do Windows V visual map and take this. Cool. So we get our maps. Perfect. I'm gonna now steal this guy's processing thing. I'm going to make a public generate tile. We can keep generate surrounding private for now. Yes. Now we're going to control access. Steal that. Visual field, infinite sweep. We'll keep camera control. We're going to throw our input controller into here. And of course, now it's going to run into some issues. So what we can do is we can just say data map dot local and data map dot. Oh, wait, we're just going to move these in anyways. These can both be private. We're going to steal both of it. Okay, we're going to steal all this. We're just getting rid of this class anyways. And we're going to take both of these up top to here. And we're going to take this stuff to here as well. Inspector 2. Why does it not like to? What? Files. Why don't you like that? Oh. I was gonna say, I thought it would auto import when I went to new vector 2i. It was the list I was missing. This can go, this can go, that can stay. Cool. We have errors, as now we're just generating tile. But then it's going to get confused about this. This is where we need to say data map dot and data map dot. That's where we're choosing what maps to map these things onto. Cool. So theoretically, if we run it, it should work. It should process everything just fine. We just got to remove, detach, and detach. And so now it should all be running from the game. You might even want to move the other stuff into this one map too. Clicking is not going. Right click, middle click. This is working. Okay. Why is left clicking not working? We're going to go into input. Mouse button event. Let's press button index is 0. PD dot print. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And then we should say get and generate. Okay. Let's see. It's not getting into there. Okay, why is it not getting into here? We're doing input, public override void. Did I attach the script? Yes. Am I getting correct one? Get node, mine, data map, tile map. Yep, that shouldn't matter. Input event, mouse button event is press, button event dot button index is 0. Let's just try this. Why didn't it like button index 0? Button, it is 0. What? I'm left clicking. Alright, let's do. Oops, too much. Let's just show what button index we're pressing. Oh, it's not actually a index, it's a mouse.left. Right, we ran into that issue with the middle click. But for some reason it let us do 0. Cool, okay, there's that. So now we can pan, we can click, and we can generate. So now we just need to make it so when we click, we are doing our surrounding stuff. So let's do a test and let's run after we do generate tile. Data map get surrounding cells to click pause. Let's see what this returns. I'm curious. Does it give us tile data? And if so, I'm sad. Oh, I need to print that. Need out print. There's that. Let's go into here. Click, click, click. It is giving us 4. Okay, that's not what we want. We need all 8. Okay, we'll write our own script. Fine. Fine. I see how it is. Let's go through and write a script to do that. So again, since all of our data is on the data map, we pretty much only need to look at that. So we're going to come down here and we're going to create a new private int. We want to get the count of mines surrounding ourselves. Yes. Private int get mine. Now, one of the things to note is when we're getting the mine count, this always has to be called after we do our generate tile, because this makes sure that we have all 8 around us. Then we can check how many it is. So maybe there's small optimizations to be made. If you're creating new tiles, then you can save time and check. I don't know. We're going to do a vector to I position. We're already going to be doing enough optimizations with some stuff later to check efficiency, which I don't know that I'll get tonight, but we'll see. In iCount, we return. So then we're going to say if we're not 4, we don't need to worry about if it's not a thing. In fact, we want to check if I is not 4 and datamat at the core 0 is 0, 2. So 0, 2 down, which should be our mine. In fact, we can just say, I forgot that we have this here, mineTile. I should probably make a thing for emptyTile. That would be smart. In fact, when I do that now, I make these tile, which is different from blank. I should call this 0, which is going to be -1. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. -1. We're going to look through for our next error, which should be 0 tile. Because technically we want it as a 0 tile. Which could also be the same thing as this, but that's fine. Because this we're using for data processing, this one we're using for actual numbers. So technically the same, but thinking about the little difference. I want to have the separation, so it's not like you're seeing tiles in that code and it's confusing. I don't think we're doing the... Oh, we are. emptyTile. That's the only time we do it. Okay. Oh, we do it here too. emptyTile. Do it here. Is equal to and is equal to. Do I even need to have this check here? I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. I don't need that check there. That's silly. Because we already do that check up here. Then we just do our generate tile. We go through, we check this. We don't even, we do need IsMine. I almost removed that. Which we don't really need it because it's only going to here, but we will ignore it. So we're saying getting the surrounding positions. We're saying get at current position if it is equal to a mineTile. If it is, count ++, which you could put this into a conditional statement. I have a thing for conditional statements. Plus equals question 1, 0. I don't know if they're bad practice. Someone yell at me if they are. Bad, we can throw this whole line there, but this is good enough. Then we return count. Let's give it a test. Let's go up here and say dd.print. Let's say get mine Mine count. Throw this here. Oh, click position. This we should see that when we click, it'll give us a surrounding. So if I click here, 4, perfect. If I click here again, 4. If I click here, 3, 2, 2 again, 2 again, 3, should be 4, should be 1, should be 4, should be 2. Perfect. Okay, so you can see, a little hard to see, and I don't know that I can zoom in on this, but everything lines up. Actually, I can zoom in on that. Know how? Do this. Do Windows plus the amplifier right down here. So you can see, if I click here, there was 0 mines, so it gives a 0. If I click here, there was 2 mines, it gives a 2. If I click here, 1 mine, this should give us 1, 2, 3. Again, if I click here, 1. If I click here, we have 2 around us. If I click here, we have 3 around us. So everything's working just fine. 4 around us here. Technically, this is 4 around us, but it is a mine. So that's something to note, is we're going to be checking if it's a mine later. But now we have a thing where whenever we click, we can just set our visual map to this, which is pretty much done. The only thing left we have to do is the recursive statement for if we find a 0, which is a mess, but not that bad. So now I can pretty much just say get mine count. I can get rid of this. I'm going to take this. In fact, I'm not going to take the return statement. I'm going to do visual map dot set tile. What is it? Set cell. Set cell at 0 layer. Click position. 0. And we are just going to, for now, say at this. So technically we run into an issue if it is a mine, but we should see that when we run it now, and we can remove the opacity, right? There we go. It's as simple as that. So now everything is mathed out. Of course, we can see through the world, so it's a bit easy. But all that's left to do is the recursive 0. See how big the zeros get. So you just need a simple recursive thing to make sure that as it generates, it goes. So this will generate forever, and it was working perfectly. And if we didn't have the opacity, you would not be able to see where the mines are, right? So we go, we click, right, and now we can actually properly start playing Minesweeper. Of course, mine there. That's clear. That's clear. We got that would all be open. That would all be open. That would all be open. All that should be up. So you can see once we get the recursive in. So right now we can tell where a bunch of mines are. We can tell there's 2 here. There's 1 between here. There's not 1 here, which of course then will open up a bunch more stuff. So let's do the 0. Got plenty of time. So when we click, we want to check if it is a mine. So let's make an IsMine check. And we can actually reuse that check. So we're already doing that check up here. Data map this. Private bool is mine. We'll say vector to I position. And we'll do return this. I'm going to use this here. So we check emptyTile. Is there anything else? We're checking emptyTile. No, just the definition. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can use that in our input. You know what? The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here. I'm going to Control-C, Control-V this. Merge it with this map. And let's add in a little flag sprite. Go to nums. And which way do I want the flag? Like this? I don't like that. I like that little short guy. All right, let's do export PNG Tashi. Yes, Godot. Click this guy, go to to our tile set and set up add you Tilemap. Perfect. All right, so now we got a little flag too. So then we can flag things. I was like, oh, I just hurt my back. Stretch. Okay. So I'm gonna get a sip of water because I've been talking so long. We are just out now. Export and throw in China or something. So we need to do recursive 0. We're doing the fmine check. So first I'm going to do is after we generate, we're going to say if IsMine at click position, and we want to sort of remind until they lost. Of course, there's logic to do after they lose and whatever. So if well, sorry if that's loud. If it's a mine, then we want to set to mine. Okay, we want to do visual map dot set cell at layer 0, click position, mine tile, and oops, we gotta do layer first. Layer, this is, what is that again? That's the source ID, which I don't know. I think that's to look at different atlases, which we're just looking at our atlas. I think. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this. Set it the mineTile. Cool. Otherwise, we're gonna get the mine count. So otherwise, we're gonna get int mine, and we're gonna save it here first. So we're gonna do get mine count at the position. And what we need to do, if it's a 0, then we know that all the others are open. So here's what we want to do. We want to have a private void field tile vector to I position and this reveal tile right now, click a tile, a click cell function essentially, because right now when we click a cell, right, we want to click cell function, not a reveal tile, which we can call reveal tile. We're going to take all this into reveal tile. So when we go to reveal tile, we're going to replace all this with just position. Whenever we go to reveal tile, we need to know everything around it first. Once we know everything around it, including its, or we generate itself, including all the surrounding. Once we know that, we can check if we are a mine. If we're a mine, then we want to show that we're a mine, do our game over logic, which will come later. Yada yada. Otherwise, we're going to count how many are around us. If this number, no matter what, we want to show that number. But if that number is a 0, then what we want to do is we want to iterate through the 8 surrounding and reveal again. So we're going to have a private void reveal surrounding of vector to I position. This is going to be our center position. Around position. Then we're going to go up here. We're going to grab our for loop again. Useful little guy. we will get rid of this here. We have a current pause. Okay. If it is a 0, we're going to reveal the surrounding, right? So if I were to, let's say, we'll walk through the logic, we'll go visual map. Click right here. And it decides, it's going to go, I click, it picks if this one is, and it generates the surrounding. And if it picks all these are zeros, then each 0 needs to reveal its surrounding 8. So what we then need to do is iterate through all of these, generate their surroundings, right? So when this guy goes, we need to reveal these, right? So we have to iterate through each of these, pick what they're going to be, and then we have to go to each one, generate its surrounding, right? So maybe we have like this, this, and this, right? So after we go to this one, right, this is our first, we click it, or we click this, right? It reveals all these are zeros. This 0 needs to then reveal or generate all of its surrounding ones for each of these, right? As it generates, it then needs to also reveal. So there's like a whole chain of stuff here. It makes a lot more sense once you start going through the logic. So inside of here, when it's 0, we need to generate its surroundings and reveal its surroundings. So revealing the surroundings, we should be able to say reveal tile current pause. Let me think. Is that correct? If we go to reveal surrounding, around set position, we do, I want to go back to this and erase this just so we can process. So I click right here. I right click right here. It generates. So I do this reveal tile. I'm gonna make this. Nope, we don't want a breakpoint. I do this reveal tile, right? Generate tile. Generate tile also then calls, since it's the root, generate surrounding. Cool. Now, this one was a 0. IsMine, no. And then we'd say mine count. We count it. We generated only zeros. So then we show that to the player. We see our mine count is 0. So we need to reveal surroundings. So we go to here, iterate through each of these, and we do reveal tile, which will generate its surroundings. I'm just going to double check. We are checking that generate. Okay, we'll put a check in there later. We are checking if it's not a, hold on. IsMine. GenerateTile. IsMine. Oh. When we generate tile, I think we might run into some issues. Because we want to make sure. Okay, that's fine. We'll ignore for now. There's a check on it. I think I forgot, but. So we see our mine count is 0. We do reveal surrounding. So then we go through, we iterate. Okay, current pause. We go to here. We say reveal tile. So we go through and we reveal tile. We say, okay, generate tile. We generate all these. And again, maybe we pick this, this, and this, right? It generates like this. So I'm just going to leave these erased. Generates these. Does generate tile. Real tile. So generates those. Is it a mine? It's never going to be. So then we go into here and we count. We see 1, 2, 3. So we say set cell that we're on to A3. Bam. And of course, all of these would visually be nothing. Now the one last check I want to make sure we're doing is that in GenerateTile, is that it doesn't already exist. And data map get cell atlas chords at layer 0 position is equal to empty tile. So only if it's an empty tile, we actually generate a new cell. But still, if it's root, we generate our surrounding. Okay. Let's erase this stuff and let's give it a shot. I think this is everything. I am concerned. This is where we start getting overflow issues. This is causing an issue, I think. All right, I think I'm going to have to set this back to, modulate it back to 127. Let's run this. When I click, it is not good. When I click, oh. Okay. Silly. Oh, yep, there's our overflow. Okay. We messed something up. What did we mess up? When it goes to generate, you know what? I think it's we'll do in here reveal surrounding, reveals a tile. I'm gonna run it one more time. See what it does. I clicked here, these are zeros, and it's going for the. I think it's because you're iterating through those zeros forever. So, how do we check? You know what? It might help to start doing the efficiency calculations, but entropic. So if we have our entropic tiles, then I'm skipping ahead here a bit. We're gonna have a set of entropic tiles. If the entropic tiles are being revealed, if it's not part of the entropic tiles, skip it entirely. What's happening right now is this zero checks, reveals this zero, then this zero checks this, and they're just going back and forth. So reveal surrounding, we want to say we can check if visual map get cell atlas chords at layer 0 comma position current pause we want. Ugh. Yuck. Current position is equal to empty tile. Then we want to reveal. Basically saying, if we have not set this to 0 yet, oh, but we technically don't want to be looking at this map, because then flagging will mess it up. I don't think that's correct. We will test it. Oh my goodness, a 6. Because when we add in flagging, that will technically be an incorrect solution to that issue, but it does work right now. Yeah, it's not correct. But you can see it's working. So here's my thought. If we flag, no, that'll be fine. So let's go to here. Let's turn our modulate back up to 255 because the flagging, it'll never technically be on the 0. We're just checking if that 0's already existed, so it won't matter. Okay. And we'll figure out later. So let's look at this. Oh, I don't have flagging. I just tried to flag. Okay, let's add flagging. We got 10 minutes. So let's get the flag. Position was going to be 1, 2. And we'll grab a flag tile. Oops. Flag. And it's going to be 1, 2. And we're going to say if input this button, we can take this now and not have it restricted exclusively to here. If maybe it's better to do a switch statement, but decide later. Yeah, switch. Oops. Case. People might hate how I format switch statements. I don't know if I format that correctly, but oh well. Right. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There's this. This is getting a little deep on the input function, but oh well. There's not much we can do other than collapse those two together. That's about it. So if it's the right button, then we're gonna take this out and throw it here. Ooh, no, not there. Ooh, there. And then what we're gonna do? 8 minutes to 2 hours. Okay, we can do it. Instead of revealing the tile, we're just going to use flagging. So, we're going to say visual map get cell activates chords at our layer 0 at our click position. And if that is, and we're going to take this whole line and we're going to say visual map dot set cell at layer 0 at click position at source ID 0 to flag tile, but flag tile or empty tile. And our conditional statement is going to be if this is equal to empty tile question mark there. So we're basically saying if our map here is an empty tile, then set it to flag tile. But if it's flag tile, empty tile, never mind. We need to do a longer if statement. Womp womp. This is equal to empty tile. Else if, oh, how exciting. Flag tile. And then here we do our do flag tile, this, copy this, paste it into this empty tile, and okay. Should make it. Okay, second flag, you can click. And I'm just gonna see. I don't have anywhere I know that's a 0 yet. Let me zoom in for you guys. All right. There we go. I don't have anywhere that I know. I love how it rounds them. I should do this with them. I love how I'm wasting some time here, but I love how the Windows zoom rounds and aliases things. I absolutely love it. It's a little janky, but look at that. It's so silly. I should do it with the twos. I should make all my stuff look like that. I think I will. So maybe we spend the last little bit doing sprites. But these two are open. That's a mine. I'm just trying to see if we were to ever incorrectly flag somewhere that was a 0 and we reveal it as such. Did I just manifest that? No, so that's definitely a 0. Or we don't know what it is, but this has a highly detained. I really want to double check 0 checks. I don't know what happens when it does this in other Minesweeper games. So I will have to check. But there's the basic. Ooh, sorry, I just bumped the mic. There's basic functionality. So we have our infinite Minesweeper board. Look at that. And one of the things we can do is we can bump that density up. So as simple as going into here, going to infinite sweep, bumping this up to 25, which is wicked, would make this much more difficult. In fact, already I don't even have a start. There we go. So now we can see, okay, there, here. I guess it's not that crazy. It's doable. But again, much more difficult. This is open? Yes. This. Now, next thing I would want to implement is chording. So basically, when I click, if I have this two, or this one rather, if I click this one, look at the surrounding, and if I have a flag, if I have all my flags covered, then reveal all the other cells, right? So basically, when I click this, if I've already flagged the appropriate things, when I click it, reveal everything else. So it would reveal this. Just if I click this one right now, because this is I flagged this, which it can be incorrect, it would reveal those three no matter what. Same if I did this one again, it would reveal those three, which honestly doesn't take too long. And in fact, one thing we would do first is we would change our get mine count to get cell count, and we would add in a vector to I for cell atlas, right, for the cell atlas. So if we go up to here where we call this, where do we call this? Oh, down here. I'm silly. Of course, here we're getting the mine count, and why am I doing it like this? We would have to say mineTile, right, for the atlas there. Oh, cell. Right, so then what we can do is we can count how many flags are there. So what we can say is when I click to reveal, so when I click to reveal, we're going to go to reveal tile, and we're going to say if it's an empty versus if it's if it exists on the visual map. So if here's what we're going to do. We're going to say public private board is boarding. And we're going to say vector to I position. And we're going to say if visual map dot position or dot get cell atlas chords. If visual map dot get cell atlas chords is, we're about to go over another hour. We'll bump it up to again. So we'll go to 1 hour and 45 seconds. Reset, go. All right, we're gonna continue. We're on our 3rd hour. That's fine. Because I'll probably be ending soon. We're gonna go through. We're gonna say visual map get subchords. We're gonna say at layer 0 at our position. If our visual map is not empty, is that what we want? If actually, here's what we can do. We can say tiles dot contains this. So we're basically saying vector 2i, and we're going to call this our cell at this at s position. There we go. So that way we have it saved. And we're going to say if that atlas position, so 0 through 8, is inside of our tiles, right? Because our tiles contains the 0 through 8. If it's in there, then what we're going to do, this is our visual map, right? So if visually we've revealed this, we're going to do this. We're going to get tiles.get index. Can we get the index? Tiles.index of cell atlas position. So that's going to tell us what number it is. In fact, what does index of return? Let's see. What does it return if it's not in the thing? Index of this. Index of returns, zero-based index, a portion of it. Good. It's an ON, that's fine. Item. Otherwise, -1. Okay, so what we can do is we can just say this. Cell number is equal to this. And we'll just say position. Oh, and we'll index of this. How's that index of? And we'll call this int. Then we're just gonna say. So what we're doing here. Not equal -1. What we're doing here is we're just getting the atlas position of our cell, right? Whatever cell we just clicked. So if it's visual on the map, aka it's a 0 through 8 tile, then we're going to get the index of it inside of tiles. If it exists in tiles, it'll be index 0 to 8. Perfect. If it doesn't exist, it'll index of returns -1. So that way, everybody. So if it's not -1, meaning it is a revealed tile, then we want to count how many flags are around us. So we're going to do that by saying count. We'll say it's equal to get cell count. I can call this surrounding cell count, and we'll say position comma flag tile. That will tell us how many flag tiles are around us. And we're going to say if flag count is not equal to 0, but if it is equal to cell number, then we are going to, regardless of what's around us, reveal reveal surrounding. And that's all we have to do around position. And then what we can do is we can take this isChording and we can say if is not isChording position. Do this stuff. And we're going to say return true, and otherwise return false. So if it does have a number, then we are chording, right? And so it goes through and it chords, and we return true. But if we're not chording, right, aka it is a -1, aka it's an empty tile, then we just return false because we're not chording. Then we go up to here and we say, if we're not chording, do all our other generating. If we are chording, ignore all this and just do this stuff. So theoretically, it should work. It should be able to chord. Am I still at 50%? I am. I don't want to do 50%. We're going to go back to this. Was that 20? Oh, I was 25. My bad. I was at 25. I think 25 is expert. Okay. So I click this. I click there. Yeah. See that? So this too has one there. If I just click this one now, it reveals all those. Now if I incorrectly flag with a flag here and I click, revealed that as 0 when it's technically a line. So in our revealing code, right, because now we're not doing this IsMine check. Where do we move this? Let's see. I think we just have isChording. Do I even need to put this stuff inside of here? Can I just say isChording? So it would go through all this. Because like the thing is, technically we don't need to do this stuff if we're porting. Right, let's test it. Let's open our day 0. Incorrect. It should reveal a mine there. If the mine count is equal to 0, right? If is a mine at position, let's jump to this mine. Gotta have to ask position equal to pause. Oh, we're saying empty tile, mine tile. So we can do if is porting. Forward, highlight all this, tap this forward. We might still have issues. If we do, we'll fix it. Or I just broke everything. Yeah, I broke it. Is mine. If it is mine, get atlas 0 position is equal to mineTile. So why did that break everything? Oh, not exporting. Maybe that's it. Now it's frozen. All right, what are we breaking? If it's, where is our IsMine? Where did it go? Up here. So if it's chording, it's not revealed on the first click. So generate the tiles. Cool. If it is a mine, then show it as a mine. Otherwise, count how many are around us. GetCellCount. Surrounding tiles. GetCellCount. Surrounding mine tiles. Oh, you know what? This plus equals if it's a one of those. First of all, we gotta do that. Okay, still not it. What happens if I just do this? We just go back to what we had before. Does it work right now? I don't think so. Yeah. Why is fixing this breaking it? We check if it is a mine. So we check if our data map at our position is a mine. If it is a mine at the position, then we show a mine. Otherwise, we count how many mine tiles, which gives us a number. We set that cell to be how many mines there were. And if it's a 0, so why is that breaking? Have I just clicked the zeros every time and broken it somehow? Try another click. Nope, we're lagging out. Try one more time. Nope, we're lagging out. So it's not we're just clicking zeros every time. Oh, hello, hello. Oh, I love breaking things. Okay, why is this working? We do empty. Because it's checking is a mine. So if this is saying checking all ins a mineTile, then what we're doing right now is we're saying when I click create all these things, when I go to generate tiles, that's what it might be breaking. Generate tile. Yeah, generate tile, singular. We're saying big if it's a mine. If it is blank at that position, wait. If we've selected for it to be a mine and it's empty, then is that why it was happening? I'm just going to double check that this is still just true. That this is mineTile. So what's happening? I don't think that should have been checking that. Yeah, that was not checking the correct thing. So we can throw our discording. Da, 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 da. Wow, unlucky. Wow. Oh, okay. Something is not right here. Yeah, something is very wrong. I can just look at this and tell you it's wrong. This is not what Minesweeper boards look like. I'm going to remove this and check that everything is working properly. We got a bit of debugging to do. 1, 2, 2, 1. This is annoying. Okay, that is not correct. So let's keep running through the logic. Eventually, we want to put our control slash. Oh, that's useful. Control slash does that. Eventually, we want to put this back into there. Right now, we generate our tiles. When we click, we create our tile, which right here, we check, hey, do we want to make it a mine? And if we do want to make it a mine, we check, hey, is it empty? And if it is, then we set that cell. But if that cell wasn't empty, we don't want to do anything. Right? We don't even want to create a mine. Now, if it is a root tile, then we need to make sure all of our surrounding ones are generated, because that means it is one that is about to be revealed. So we go to generate surrounding, and we say, take our position, generate it. And we are not a root tile. We are just generating for background stuff. So we generate current position. Cool. So after we do that, we're going to check if what we just generated is a mine or not. Which we then go up to here and we check if in our data, our atlas coordinate at our position is the mineTile atlas position. If it is, so that's our IsMine check. Then we want to set that cell in the visual map to be a mineTile. Yes. Layer 0, source ID 0, at the position, set it to be a mine. So if you just click the mine, show a mine. Otherwise, count how many there were. GetCellCount. I just want to double check. GetCellCount is what we want. Count in I9. Current position, I is not 4, and at our current position is cell atlas, which is whatever. Vector to I, cell atlas. And if it is, add 1. If we're not, you know what, I'm just going to be safe, and I don't think I need those, but I'm just going to put those there. Then we do return account. So get cell. So now we're here again. I don't think that was it. Yeah, that should not be revealing as a mine. That is not a 6. Okay, let's keep going. Int mine count. So this should give us our mine count properly. In fact, let's do a g.print count. And let's double check that this is correct. 3. This is not even going. So when I click that, it's doing this. It's not even entering here. That is correct. Did you count incorrectly? In fact, what would help here is going back to half opacity to check if when we run, it generated all those. Why did it generate extra? Why did it stop generating? It should not stop generating at any point. It should generate all. So somewhere, generate surrounding is getting messed up. Generate tile, we come into here, and we check IsMine. We're not setting the 0 tiles. Okay. If it is a mine, okay, we're gonna say if we're looking at an empty tile, then set it to IsMine, mineTile. Okay. I think that's what was going on. Yes. That is most definitely what was going on. Now we gotta get our chording back. Okay. We figured it out. For some reason, we were using our stupid IsMine function up here, what we shouldn't have been. And our IsMine was defined improperly, so we fixed the IsMine, but then when we were using it incorrectly, it messed it up even more. Okay. Take this, throw it into here, exclamation part, throw that there. This might still not work, but now our game shouldn't be broken. Yes, it's still not working there. That's fine. We're going to go back to just saying true. I'm going to get rid of this print because it's annoying. We're going to go back to the unmodulated map, and we're going to run it and test the game properly. See if it just works now that it's not broken. Yes, it works. This is not. This is not. This is not. Okay, it works. Now we have to bring our chording back. So the issue is that when we have our is chording here, we go to do our check, and when I click is chording, we get our number. And if it's not -1, so let's do a gd.print here for cell number and see what it is. Let's solve a little bit of the board. Not like that. Let's do this. Wait, why is it checking for chording? Oh, negative. That makes sense. Okay. So then let's check. So it should be going into here. And then let's do cell num, and then let's do right in here flag count, just so we can see. Close this, reboot. Run this up, give it a go. Look for an opening real quick. There we go. Right click, click here. Okay, so it should have chorded there. Flag count, it's counting as 0. Why? You should be counting as 1. Okay, cool. If I click my flag, it still messes up. Okay. Why are you counting this as 0? GetCellCount. Count 0. 9, 0, blah, 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 blah. Current position. Okay, we set that. Count plus equals. This needs to be separate from this. This is its own thing, I think. Technically, like this. Oh, wait, no. If we're not at the center. Cool, we're not. We are at the center. Then that's false. It's 0. But if we aren't at the center, we're gonna go to our data map. Tilemap check. It's equal to data map by default. Can I do that? Oh. We'll do that, and we'll say check map. So now it's going to complain all over the place, yada yada yada. When we need to get mine count, we need to check data map, and when we need to check for flags, we need to check visual map. Yes, Now let's see. Click, give me an opening. There we go. Right click. Yes. So let's incorrectly flag reveal somebody. My hands are up in the air. All right. So now we can remove these annoying prints. And we should have a fully working game. We can do all our zoom stuff and whatever later, but we should have it where we can, what I'll do, here's a really fun thing we can do, is once we have the base thing going, we can draw right onto our map features, right? So I'm going to get rid of the eraser. We're going to say this first, we'll shrink it down. These first 16 tiles are free, right? You just get them for free. Now, of course, it's not going to show you that, but if you click right in the center of your screen, which you will most of the time, it'll just give it to you. So we show our scare sprite again and don't hide it. Clicking right in the center will always give you an opening. We could even then go into here and say on ready, just do our reveal tile, but at new vector, we could just say vector to i.0. And that way, when they start the game, always gives them an opening. So we could even do, just to make it a bit more simple, so it's not so much space, click our data map, erase all the way down to there, right? So it's just that first tile. So then they might get more of an opening, they might get less of an opening, but they always get an opening. So sometimes it won't be very good. But sometimes it will. And then they can play from here. So that's the most basic version. I do have ideas of things I want to add. So maybe I do another stream where we add these features in. I probably will run into issues because I've had issues implementing it before. The last time I tried implementing it. Another thing we can do is make it so when I click this, it visually shows which tiles I'm trying to chord. That's something we can do. So maybe that's something I do a different stream of implementing just for extras sake. So there's the most basic thing. I might implement a quick like a menu and reset feature. So I can load onto my phone. No, but there's the basics. I have to do mobile controls. I don't want to do that right now. I want to go to sleep. I got skating tomorrow. But yeah, there's your very basic infinite Minesweeper. You could use this as a tutorial. It's a very good one. I tried my best to explain what our code was doing as we went through. So hopefully it'll make sense. But this is a very basic infinite Minesweeper game. So I will iterate on this, but I kind of want to spend a bunch of these different streams building up just different stuff I've worked on, getting it to go. I'm probably going to go through and timestamp this stream, and I might even edit it down into a more simplified thing, just so you can kind of jump around in the full stream if you want to, but then also just get a succinct development, I guess vlog, I don't know what to call it, of the whole process start to finish. But yeah, there's Minesweeper. I play a lot of it, so that's why I can kind of just breeze through this. So, love this game. It's very funny that you can just make it. Like, oh, I love this game, but it's make it, but I technically did. I coded it. So, I think I'm gonna try to, again, make a bunch of these, put this together, have as like a portfolio piece essentially. So, all right, there's the stream for today. I'm going to go to sleep. Sleep.